Now that the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus is finally official, how does it compare to last year's Samsung Galaxy Note 9? And is it worth upgrading from the Note 9 to the Note 10 Plus? Well, that's what we're going to try to answer in this video by breaking down all of the key differences SuperSaf style. So initially looking at the design, we do have similar design language, Samsung's usual metal and glass sandwich. So we've got a metal frame with curved glass panels on the front and back. So both devices do feel very premium. Both are also IP68 Water Dust Resistant, which is great. Now, size-wise, they're actually very similar. So the Note 10 Plus is slightly larger in terms of the height and width, but it is slightly slimmer and it also weighs less. So when you've got them side by side in hand, then they do feel very similar. Now this is quite impressive because the Note 10 Plus has a larger 6.8-inch display compared to the 6.4-inch display on the Note 9. Now the main reason for this is that we've got much slimmer bezels on the Note 10 Plus, and we've got a punch out in the middle for the front-facing camera. With the Note 9, we do have those top and bottom bezels, which some of you guys may actually prefer, but this way, by having those minimal bezels on that punch out, you do get more screen in a very similar size. Now both displays are really good. The Note 9 was one of the best displays last year, but the Note 10 Plus does improve on that. We've got Super AMOLED on the Note 9, we've got Dynamic AMOLED on the Note 10 Plus, and it is also HDR10 Plus certified. It's a little bit brighter compared to the Note 9 as well. And although the resolution is the same on both devices, so in terms of sharpness, they are going to be quite similar. You are getting an overall better display on the Note 10 Plus. Now moving on to the internals, we do have some big improvements here as well. The Note 9 has the Qualcomm Snapdragon 845 chipset or Samsung's 9810. On the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus, we have either the Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 chipset or Samsung's Exynos 9825. So these are newer generation chipsets, they're 7nm, and they are going to perform better compared to last year's chipset, of course. And you also get more RAM on the Note 10 Plus. You have 12GB as a base. On the Note 9, you have 6 or 8GB of RAM, depending on the version you go for. So speed and performance, you are going to be getting a better overall experience on the Note 10 Plus. It's also got the world's slimmest vapor chamber to cool the phone down if you are gaming for longer sessions as well. Now, when it comes to software, the Note 10 Plus does have Android Pie with Samsung's new One UI, which is a big improvement compared to the previous version, which we've got currently on the Note 9. It's the version that I've currently got on my Note 9 anyway. It's the Samsung Experience skin, and One UI is just so much cleaner. It makes it so much easier to use the device with one hand. And with the Note 10 Plus, you also have lots of new additional features. So you've got screen recording, and screen recording also allows you to use the front-facing camera. So if you're gaming and you want to record your reactions or anything like that, then you're going to be able to do that on the Note 10 Plus. You've got improved DeX support. So now you're going to be able to just connect your Note 10 Plus using a standard USB Type-C cable. And we also have a link to Windows. So you're going to be able to connect your Note 10 Plus wirelessly to your Windows machine, and then you're going to be able to see like text messages and images and things like that straight up pop up on your desktop. And you're going to also be able to stream games directly from your PC onto your Note 10 Plus. So there's lots of these new features that you have. So on the software side of things as well, you are getting lots of improvements here on the Note 10 Plus. The Note 10 Plus is also going to be coming with a 5G variant. So this is something that of course isn't available on the Note 9. And the Note 10 Plus, if you are somebody who wants to adopt 5G, there is going to be that one option there too. Now let's talk about Bixby. So the Note 9 has a dedicated Bixby button. The Note 10 Plus doesn't have a dedicated Bixby button. You can still activate Bixby by pressing and holding the power button, but it's not a separate button altogether as well. You've got an AI game booster, which is going to help with gaming performance. And generally speaking, because the Note 10 Plus is a new device, you are going to be getting software updates longer compared to the Note 9. For storage, the Note 9 comes with a base of 128GB. The Note 10 Plus doubles on that, and you have 256GB as a base. Not only that, this is UFS 3.0 storage, so this is much faster compared to what you've got on the Note 9. Read and write speeds are going to be definitely a lot more superior. Both devices are also available in a 512GB version, and they both do have a microSD card slot, which is great, so you can expand the storage on both of these. Now let's talk about the cameras. So the Note 9 has a dual camera setup, primary camera with a variable aperture, and then you have a telephoto camera, which is going to give you 2x optical zoom. The Note 10 Plus has 4 cameras in total. So you have a primary camera, which seems pretty similar in terms of the hardware with a variable aperture. The telephoto camera has been improved, so you've got a wider aperture of f2.1 versus f2.4. And then you have the ultra wide camera. This is a 16 megapixel ultra wide camera, and this is going to let in a lot more into your shot. And this is something that I use a lot. And you have a 4th camera as well, and this is a TrueDepth sensor, and this is going to help with depth information. And because of that as well, you do have live focus video, so when you're taking video, you can have that blurry background effect. This is something that you can't do on the Note 9. There's some further additions on the Note 10 Plus, so you've got zoom in mic. If you do zoom in, it's also going to isolate the sound better. And you've got super steady video. So this is at 1080p, but it gives you almost action camera-like stabilization. It works really well on the S10 Plus, but it has been improved on the Note 10 Plus, and it also works in the hyperlapse feature. Now for the front-facing cameras, the Note 9 has an 8 megapixel front-facing camera with a wider f1.7 aperture compared to the Note 10 Plus, which has a 10 megapixel front-facing camera with an f2.2 aperture. Now how much different the Note 9 is going to be in terms of low light performance because of that wider aperture, we're going to have to wait and see, and I'm going to have to do some more tests. But one advantage that the Note 10 Plus does have is the fact that it can record at 4K from the front-facing camera. You can only record at up to 1440p from the front-facing camera on the Note 9. So if you are somebody who does lots of video and does lots of vlogging and things, then the Note 10 Plus might be appealing. Now for security, the Note 9 does have a physical fingerprint scanner at the back, and it's also got an iris scanner. So you do have 2 methods of security. It's got intelligent scan, which uses the iris scanner as well as facial recognition. The Note 10 Plus has an ultrasonic in-display fingerprint scanner, so it is definitely more convenient because it's on the display, but it's definitely not as fast and as accurate as the physical fingerprint scanner on the Note 9. The Note 10 Plus no longer has the iris scanner, so this is something that you're missing out on. Now let's talk about audio. Both devices do have stereo speakers tuned by AKG, so you've got one in the earpiece and one bottom firing. But the Note 9 has something that the Note 10 Plus does not, and that is the 3.5mm jack. Samsung have finally said goodbye to the 3.5mm jack. Unfortunately, it's not here on the Note 10 Plus, so that's just something to bear in mind, definitely. Now the reason for getting rid of it, Samsung have said, is to create more space within the device to give you a bigger battery, and that's something that you do have. You have a bigger battery on the Note 10 Plus, 4300 mAh versus 4000 mAh on the Note 9, and you've got lots of improvements in terms of the charging as well. So the Note 10 Plus comes with a 25-watt charger out of the box, and on top of that, if you do get a separate 45-watt charger, which is not included, so you have to buy that separately, you can get much faster speeds, so you'll be able to go from 0 to 70% in just around 30 minutes. You also got faster wireless charging, up to 15 watts on the Note 10 Plus, and you've got wireless PowerShare, which you don't have on the Note 9. So this is where you can use your Note 10 Plus to charge maybe some wireless earbuds or another device altogether. Now let's talk about the S Pen. So of course, both devices do come with the S Pen, but the S Pen has been improved on the Note 10 Plus. Firstly, it's unibody, so it's much more contained. And then it's got some additional features. So the Note 9 initially introduced the S Pen where you'll be able to use it remotely to take pictures and maybe like flip through slideshows and things, but the Note 10 Plus improves on that, and you've got AirActions. So not only can you take pictures with it, you can also wave it around. So if you go from up and down, if you're in the camera, it's going to flip the camera from front to back. If you go left to right, it's going to go between the different modes of your camera. And if you rotate around like this, like a magic wand, then it's going to zoom in. And if you go anti-clockwise, it's going to zoom out. So they have improved a lot of these features here on the Note 10 Plus. How much I'm going to use them, I'm not too sure. They've also updated the algorithms to recognize text. So if you're handwriting, it's going to be able to better convert that into actual text, which you're going to be able to use in Word documents on the Note 10 Plus. They've also opened the SDK to third-party developers, so we should be seeing some more integration potentially in certain apps which can utilize that S Pen. Now finally, looking at the pricing, so the Note 9 initially started at around $1,000 on release, but now you can pick it up much cheaper because it is now a year old. So between $600 to $700 is where I've seen it. You might even be able to get it cheaper if you buy it secondhand. The Note 10 Plus is going to be starting at around $1,100. So that's only $100 more to what the Note 9 released at. But if you do compare it at the current price, of course, you're going to be paying a lot less for the Note 9. So if you're on a bit of a budget and you still want a really good phone, but you can't afford the Note 10 Plus, then the Note 9 may be a really good deal for you. So to answer the question at the start of this video, should you upgrade from the Note 9 to the Note 10 Plus? Well, you are getting some additional features on the Note 10 Plus, such as the improved performance with the newer chipsets, UFS 3.0 storage, and also the improved cameras. So you're getting better cameras, you're getting that additional ultra-wide camera as well as the depth sensor. And quite importantly, you're getting a better display, better screen-to-body ratio, as well as the improved S Pen features. Now, if all of those are important to you, then it might be worth upgrading from the Note 9 to the Note 10 Plus. But if you're currently happy with your Note 9 and you want to hold onto it for a little bit longer, then you can check out in a few more months' time when we're going to have, I think around 6 months' time, we're going to have the S11 as well as the S11 Plus. And the Note 9 is still a very, very capable device, which I think should last you some more time. That's what I think of you. What do you guys think? Would you upgrade from the Note 9 to the Note 10 Plus? Do you think there's enough new on the Note 10 Plus? Definitely drop me a comment below and let me know your thoughts. There's going to be lots more Note 10 and Note 10 Plus coverage here on the channel. If you want to see all of that first, then be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any of that coverage. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, then do hit that thumbs up button for me. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on SuperSaf TV, and I'll see you next time.